Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Saṃskṛtam Dayanandam Paramarthasvarupinam Tattvajnana Prashastaram Pranatosmi Param Padam Vagartha Viva Sampraktau Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Yenaksharasamaamnayam Adhikamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Suttakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastama Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We will continue the topic of Magenta. Magenta, we have seen the forms of the dhatu when Nich Pratyaya or Nich Pratyaya is added to them. Now we are going to see Nich related, Magenta related Karya. So that we started in the last class. When followed by Anit, that Ni goes away. And similarly, when followed by Nishta Pratyaya, which is a Set, Nishta Pratyaya follows, then also Ni goes away. And we saw some of the dhatus. Sham dhatu. Sham dhatu taking Nich Pratyaya will become Shami. Will not become Shami because Sham dhatu is this dhatu. This rule here it is when Lep Pratyaya follows Nijanta having a Lagu Upada, then the Ni will be replaced by I. In that context, we took this example of Sham dhatu. Sham plus Nich. Sham is a Amanta. Adding Nich, first Upada will become Vriddhi. Then again it becomes Rasva because it is a Sham is a Amanta, is a Mit. By Mitam Harasvaha. Mit Sanyaka dhatu. It will have Upada Adesha. Will have Rasva Adesha in its Upada. Therefore, Sham plus Nich becomes Shami. Then when you add Lep Pratyaya, then what happens? The niche is there in Shami. That will be replaced by I. Therefore, you get Prashamaya iti rupam. And for Apdatu, there is an optionality. One is Prapaya. Prapaya is one form. Other one is Prapya. For Apdatu, an optionality is given. So, pra plus ap plus nich plus lyap. Nich is replaced by I. Therefore, you get the form prapaya. Or pra plus ap plus nich. That api is there. Api plus lyap. Lyap follows, which is anit. Therefore, the e goes away. Therefore, prapya iti rupam. So, two forms for ap. So, these two forms only for the ap dhatu. For that, there is a sutra only for ap. Vibhasha apaha iti. So, this is some of the Nijanta related the Karya, which we saw in the last class. Then continuing further, this Nijanta, we saw that it takes in general Parasmepati or Atmanepati Pratyas in general, but there are certain exceptions, certain rules are there that we will see. Nijanta Dhatu, the Nijanta Dhatu is a new Dhatu, it's a derived Dhatu. So that is generally considered to be a Ubhayapati. We type Nijanta Dhatus are generally considered to be Ubhayapati. Ubhayapati is a word which is not used by the Acharya, Panini Maharshi. We use. It can take both Parasmepati. It can take either Parasmepati or Atmanepati. Therefore, we say it as Ubhayapati. Now, when the Nijanta Dhatu can take either of them, when do you use Atmanepati? When do you use Parasmepati? When the action, the Kriya, when the action is performed with the view of the result, the Palam, coming to the Karta, exclusively coming to the Karta, then the Dhatu will take Atmanepati. So, the Kriya Palam, if the Kriya Palam comes to the Karta, then Nijanta Dhatu will take Atmanepati. Kartra Bhipraye Kriyapale Atmanepati. Karta performs the Kriya with the view to have the result of action for himself. For example, Pach Dhatu is there, which is Ubhayapati. Pachati, Pachate. Normal form, not Nijanta. When do you use Pachate? When do you use Pachati? When he cooks for himself, Devadattaha Pachate, he cooks for himself. When he cooks for others, Devadattaha Pachati. The same thing here also. So therefore, if the Kriya Palam comes to the Karta, then it will take Atmanepati. And if the Dhatu is the Nijanta Dhatu, if the Nijanta Dhatu if it is it's an Atmanepati Dhatu. If it is the Nijanta, so if a Nijanta Dhatu, the Kriya Yaha Palam, the result of the action comes to the Karta, then Atmanepati. Now, if the Nijanta Dhatu, even if it for a Parasmepati Dhatu, Even for a Parasmapadi Dhatu, a Nijanta Rupam is derived. That also, it will take Atmanepadi when the Kriyapalam goes to the Karta. When the Kriyapalam goes to the Karta. Therefore, the rule here is when the Kriyapalam, goes to the Karta, or the Karta performs Kriya for himself, for enjoying the result by himself, then Atmanepadi Bhavati. Even if the original Dhatu is a Parasmapadi, by Nijanta it can take either a Parasmapadi or Atmanepadi. And if the Kriyapalam goes to the Karta, then it will take Atmanepadi. That is the general rule. But there are apavadas are there. Even to this general rule, there are apavadas. Like what? That's what we are going to see. So I've written here the Utsarga. Nijanta Dhatu are generally considered to be Ubhayapadi. And if the Kriyapalam comes to the Karta means the Kriya done by the Karta for the sake of himself, to enjoy the result by himself, then Atmanepadi. Even a Parasmapadi Dhatu will take Atmanepadi suffix only. This is general rule. Now, for this, there are exceptions. So, exceptions are Buddha Dhatu. Buddha Dhatu, it's Nijanta Rupam. Nijanta Rupam is, what is Nijanta Rupam of Buddha Dhatu? Buddha plus which, what will happen?
Bodhayati.
Bodhi. Bodhayati or Bodhayati, we have to see. That's what we are going to see. Bodhi. Buddha plus which becomes Bodhi. This Bodhi, this Buddha Dhatu, Nijanta Rupam, will always take Parasmapadi suffix only. So it is Bodhayati only. Always it is Bodhayati. This is Parasmapadi. So Nijanta form of Buddha Dhatu is Bodhi, will take only Parasmapadi suffixes. Bodhayati only. This is exception for Buddha. Similarly, we take Yuddha Dhatu. Yuddha Dhatu is Atmanepadi Dhatu. Yuddha Dhatu is an Atmanepadi Dhatu. So, what will happen to Yuddha Dhatu? It's Atmanepadi, fourth Gana. Yudyate, Yudyate, Yudyante. Now, its Nijanta Rupam would be, what is Nijanta Rupam?
Yodhi.
Yodhayati.
Yodhayat.
Therefore, its Rupam will be, because it is Yuddha Dhatu. Yuddha Dhatu, it is Atmanepadi. But what happens in Parasmapadi? What happens in Nijanta? It will take only Parasmapadi suffix only. So its form is Yuddha will become Yodhi, and therefore Yodhayati only its super. Not Yodhayate. This is exception. Yodhayati. Then similarly, Nashdhatu. Nashdhatu will become its Nijanta Rupam would be
Nashi.
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 So therefore, Nashayati. Nishdhatu. Jandhatu. Jandhatu, its Rupam is Jani, right?
Janayati.
Comes Janayati. Jandhatu we saw, Mitam Rasvaha, it is a myth. Remember, it is fourth Gana, Jan will become ja, Jan, Jani, and Jani is because which is therefore become Jani. It's a mid. Get the mid sanya. Therefore become Jani. Then Jani becomes Janayati. So these dhatus will always take Parasmapadi suffix only. Similarly, Ing dhatu, Adi Purvaka, Ing dhatu. But what will happen to this Adi Purvaka Ing dhatu? Is E will become I. Adhyay, Adya, Adyap, Adyapi, Adyapaya, right? E will take E guna, sorry, Vriddhi. E plus which will become, E will become I. Adi plus I, Adhyay, Ensanti. Now Yejanta, Adhyay will become Adya, now becomes Akara, right? Then it takes Pukakma, then Nich, Adyapi. Follow this, we have seen this before also, Adyapi. So therefore it becomes Adhyapayati. This is another example, Adhyapayati. Right? Even this Adhyapanam, Adhyapayati is done for oneself. It is Adhyapayati only. Adhyapayati. Then the next dhatu. Pru dhatu is the pru. What will happen to this dhatu? Pru. Check the dhatu pata. What is the meaning of this dhatu? Let me check. What will happen to pru dhatu? It's Nijanta Rupam. Pru will become Pru plus Nich.
Pravi.
Yes. Pru will become, who will become Prau. Prau plus E. Pravi. Therefore, Pravayati, right? Rupam is Pravayati. So the form is Pravayati is a root. Pravi. The Pru dhatu, it is in two gana, Prungato. You can take it as Vadigana dhatu, Pravayati. The same Vadigana dhatu, one other meaning also is that the sense of Mardane to rub, to massage. But you can take it as Gatyartha. Pru will become Pravayati. Its form is Pravi becomes Pravayati. Then the next dhatu is the list. Dhru dhatu. Dhru will become, its form is
Dravi.
Yeah, Drau, Dravi, Dravayati. Right. So its form is Dravayati. Previous one is Dravi. So it becomes Dravayati. Next one, Sru dhatu becomes same. Sravi, Sravayati. All these dhatus, these are the dhatus. These dhatus, that's a rule for this. Buddha, Yuddha, Jana, Buddha, Yuddha, Nasha, Janeng, Pradrustrubhyo, Nehe, iti. That's a rule. The rule list out these dhatus. I'm writing the rule here. This is a rule. All the dhatus are in, you can see here. Buddha, Buddha dhatu, Yuddha dhatu, Nash dhatu, Jan dhatu, then Ing dhatu, Pru, Dru, Sru, Vyoho, Vyo, Ne. Etebhyaha, Srubhyaha, Nehe, Pare, किं भवति परस्मैपदी प्रत्ययः एव भवति. This is the rule. That's what I have written here. You can note the rule. So these are the dhatus. We'll take parasmaipadi. Now the next one. The next one is the dhatus which have the meaning of nigarana. What is nigarana? Nigarana is eating. And chalanam. Chalanam is movement or trembling. Kampanam. So dhatu having the meaning of nigarana or chalanam. When followed by nich, it will take parasmaipadi suffix only. That is nigaranarte. Nigaranarte, then chalanarte. Chalanarte cha. Dhatushu arte. Nigaranarte dhatoho. Chalanarte dhatoho dhatushu arte. Iti. Eteshu arte dhatoho निजन्त धातोः किं भवति परस्मैपदी प्रत्ययः एव भवति परस्मैपदी प्रत्ययाः एव भवन्ति. This is another rule, that is the dhatus having the meaning of nigarana. Nigarana meaning it means abhyavahara. Abhyavahara means eating. And chalanam. Chalanam is kampanam. Kampanam means it is movement. Movement or trembling. So in this meaning the dhatus are there. It's Rajanta form. So dhatus having this meaning when followed by which will take parasmapadi suffix only. Parasmapada. So this is a rule. So therefore, if you take bhuj dhatu, for example, bhuj dhatu, bhuj is eating, becomes bhoji. That further becomes bhojayati. Bhuj in the sense of eating. Then take kamp dhatu. Kamp dhatu is kampate, it is atmanepadi dhatu. The meaning is company. So that is becomes kampi. That is kampi, and that becomes kampayati. Becomes kampayati. There are many dhatus in this. So many dhatus having this meaning of eating. So we can list out all the dhatus. So one this bhojayati, bhuj dhatu, and kampayati is there. Then other dhatu, gru dhatu is there, nigarayati. Then this gru dhatu, so I think it is the sixth gana. With gru dhatu, with the knee upasarga example is given. That becomes gru plus nich will become gari. So that will become nigarayati. Similarly, the other dhatus are given. Nigarayati. Some examples are given. ashayati, chapayati, etc. So these dhatus you can note. These dhatus having this meaning, particularly this meaning. Nigarana, chalana. In dhatus having this meaning, the nijanta rupam will take parasmepadi only. Okay. Then there is a vartika to this. The vartika is an exception to this exception. It means it falls into the main category, that is Atmanipadi. What is that? That is this adudhatu. Adu means adane, to eat. Its causative form is adudhatu. Causative form is, what is the
Adi.
Adayati.
Adi.
Adayati, but it is adayate only. Adi, that will become adayate. This is an exception. Adayate. So parasmepadi is negated for nijanta adudhatu. You can note that. Parasmepadi is negated for adane is to adane means to eat. By that above rule, it should take parasmepadi suffix, but it is negated. It's negated by the. It's negated by the. It's negated for the adudhatu. So the example would be Devadattena adayate. Devadattena adayate. Prayojakarta. Devadattena adayate. We are going to see that. What vibhakti it will take and all. So adayate is the rupam. This is one rule. So this is here we are discussing the pratyayas for nijanta. Pratyayas for nijanta. In that topic, the first rule is, this is the first rule. Nijanta dhatus generally will be Udayapadi. Then if the Kriya Palam goes to the Karta, then it is Atmanipadi. For that exception is, these dhatus are the exception, number 3. Then number 4 is Nigaranarte, Chalanarte, number 4. Then within number 4, this is Vartika Minister, that also you can note. Or it can be written number 5, because it's an exception. Then number 6 now. Number 6 is, first let me ask you, what is Akarmaka Dhatu? Akarmaka is, what is
Transitive word. No, that.
that?
No,
That is
no karma. No karma.
Dhatu which cannot take karma is called Akarmaka. Right?
Yeah.
Then what is Anyanta? Yes, I'm using the term so that I introduce the term so that I can use it. Anyanta is what is the meaning of Anyanta? You can guess.
Nakara ending.
Niyanta is Nakara ending. Na Niyanta, Anyanta.
Oh,
Not a nijanta.
oh, okay.
So Anyanta means its original rupam, not causative. Pachati, Anyanta. Pachayati, Nijanta or Niyanta, whatever it may be. Ni anta, Niyanta, na Niyanta, Anyanta. Okay. I need this word, that's why. So now let me say, and then I will write examples. I'll give the translation also. Dhatus which are akarmaka dhatus in anyanta prayoga. Anyanta prayoga. It means not nijanta prayoga. Anyanta prayoga. Dhatus which are akarmaka in anyanta prayoga, and the activities are taken by a sentient being, a conscious being, then it will take parasmaipadi only when followed by nich. That is nijanta rupam. Its nijanta rupam will have only parasmaipadi suffix. This is a rule, one more rule. All these are covered in the Ashtadhyayi 1-3, first chapter, third section. The translation only I am giving. Again I repeat. Akarmaka dhatus, anyanta rupam, anyanta dhatu, which are akarmaka, and the kriya is performed by a conscious being, then its nijanta rupam, with its nijanta rupam, it will take only parasmaipadi pratyas. Example I'll give, then I will write this. Now you take this example. Deva dattaha. Now the dhatu, as dhatu. What is the meaning of as? Not us, it is as. As mean? As dhatu. As means to sit, right? As dhatu. From that only we get the word asana, etc. As dhatu. So Devadattaha, you can say aste. It means Devadatta is Devadattaha upavishati, right? It's a as dhatu is sakarmaka or akarmaka. As dhatu.
Akarmaka.
Akarmaka. So aste is nyanta or anyanta.
Anyanta.
So anyanta akarmaka dhatu. So as dhatu is, it is akarmaka. It is akarmaka dhatu. And aste is anyanta rupam. Anyanta rupam. And this action is performed by the Devadatta. So Devadattena aste. That is general. That is a sentence. A vakya Devadatta aste is as dhatu atmanepadi. It is akarmaka dhatu, akarmaka and atmanepadi dhatu. Atmanepadi dhatu. Therefore Devadatta aste. This is anyanta form. This is anyanta rupam. Anyanta is Devadatta aste. Now this as dhatu nijanta rupam would be as plus nich. As plus nich. What is the form?
Asi, asayati.
Asi.
Asi, then asaya, right? Asi will be the form. Asi. So here as dhatu, which is akarmaka atmane padi dhatu, anyanta rupam aste. Therefore, a udaharanam is Devadattaha aste. Let me cut this and write it here. Now, as dhatu nijanta is asi. So nijanta is asti, the asi. Therefore, asayati or asayate, that possibility is there. Now, this is done by, the sitting is done by a conscious being, Devadatta. Therefore, it must be Devadattam. It is akarmaka dhatu. Therefore, Devadattam asayati. The rupam would be asayati, not asayati. Devadattaha aste. Devadattam asayati. What is the meaning of Devadattam asayati? Devadatta is made sit or asked to sit or caused to sit. So Devadattam asayati. The rupam would be Devadattam asayati. So aste should be asayate, but it is a akarmaka dhatu. In anyanta, it is akarmaka dhatu, and the kriya when it is performed by the Devadatta is a sentient person, sentient being, then it would be asayati. This is a rule. Okay, understand this? Devadattam asayati.
Yes.
Yeah. Similarly, another example you can take. This is one example with as dhatu, akarmaka dhatu. Another example, if you take, another example is, you can take the example of shing dhatu. Shing is shete, to sleep. Shing also is, it is akarmaka dhatu and it is atmanepadi. So, akarmaka, atmanepadi form. Its anyanta rupam is shete. Shete is anyanta rupam. Now, what will be its causative form? She plus nich. What is its rupam? She plus nich will become
Shayi.
Shy.
shy. She will become shy. Shy becomes
Shy becomes
shy. Shy, right? We have seen this.
yeah, shayayati.
So shy. Shy. No, shayayate, it will come. But here, now this anyanta rupam, it is akarmaka. Let me give an example. Anyanta as well as nyanta. So Devadattaha shete. Devadattaha shete. In nyanta rupam, it would be Devadattam shayayati. Form would be shayayati, not shayayate. So this is another example, shing dhatu. So dhatu which are akarmaka in anyanta, and the action is performed by the conscious being, then it will take parasmaipati. That is a rule. So let me write what I said. So dhatus which are akarmaka, where in anyanta. In anyanta, they are akarmaka, and the action is undertaken by a sentient being. Then the dhatu will take parasmaipati pratyas only. This is a rule. This rule is the next, the list in the list next one, 1388. What is it, 1388? I'll just show you. 1388 is Anau akarmaka chitvat kartrakat. The chitvat kartrakat only I translated as conscious, sensuous being. This is the rule. Anau is anyanta. Anau akarmaka. Anau akarmaka. Akarmakat. Anau akarmakat. That is anyanta and akarmakat dhatoho. Chit kartrakat. It should be chitvat kartrakat. Chitvat kartrakat means the kriya is performed by the chitvat, a conscious being. Then it will take parasmaipadi pratyaya. This is a rule. This is the translation I gave. Dhatus which are akarmaka in anyanta, and the Kriya is, the action is undertaken by the conscious being, then it will take Parasmipadi.
Sharanji, should it not be Nijanta Dhatu?
Dhatu will take, yes, Nijanta Dhatu, here, yes.
Yes, sir.
In the Dhatu, then it's, yeah, Nijanta. Then in
In the Nijanta form.
yeah, then the Nijanta Rupam, Nijanta Rupam of the Dhatu will have Parasmipadi Pratyas only. It's correct now, right? Yes. So this is number 6. Okay. Then the next one. The next one, number 7. So all these exceptions you have to keep it in mind when you add the pratyas. So that we are going to see in the book. A lot of examples are that time we have to remember this. Okay. Then there are some dhatus. I'll give you the list of dhatus. Those dhatus will take only Parasmipadi. Will take only Parasmipadi. So those their dhatus are listed, and some dhatus you will see that they are exception to what has been said before. So that is how it is arranged. I'll tell you what are the dhatus. So let me say the following dhatus. The following dhatus will not take. This is apavada to Parasmipadi. The following dhatus will not take Parasmipadi. Parasmipadi pratyas. It's an apavada. We'll see that. What are the dhatus? Then I will write it. Number 1. Pa dhatu. We have seen pa dhatu. Pa, its Nijanta Rupam is pa is in the sense of pa. Pane. The meaning is pane. Pane is to drink. Pa dhatu. Its Nijanta Rupam is.
Payayati, payi,
You know what agama it will take?
yukkagama.
Pukkagama.
Yukkagama.
Yukkagama. It will take yuk, right? We have seen this.
Yeah, yeah.
So, therefore, Pahi is the Nijanta Rupa. Now, it will take Parasmipadi or Atmanipadi ending. It will not take Parasmipadi. So, Padatu in the sense of drinking, Pane, it will not take Parasmipadi. So, therefore, it will be Payayate. Payayate is also, it's also Abhyavahara. It means something which is goes into your mouth. It's some of eating only. Drinking, eating, it's Abhyavahara only. It's a Nigarana. It's a Nigaranam only. Nigaranarte, what did we say? Nigaranarte, the sense of eating. Eating means eating or drinking, everything is included in Nigarana. So, Nigaranarte, that's why Abhyavahara written here. That's a Abhyavahara. The dhatus will take, Nijanta dhatu will take Parasmipadi, we said. But now we are saying it is Atmanipadi. So, therefore, to that, this is an apavada. So, you have to note. So, this is an apavada to what has been said before, exception. So, this is an apavada to Nigaranarte. So, apavada to Nigaranarte. So, Payayate is apavada. So, you have to note. Then the next one, next to that, dam dhatu. Dam dhatu, amanta ending. What will be used? Causative form. Causative form is Based on the causative, Rupam.
It's myth.
Amayati Amanta.
Amanta, it is a myth. Therefore, it will happen because of niche, and again it becomes Hrasva. So Dami is a Rupam, right? So Dami is Sakarmaka or Akarmaka? Dam Dhatu, Shama Dama, that Upashama, that Dam Dam, the same, that is the meaning. So therefore it is Sakarmaka or Akarmaka. Dami Upashame
Akar.
is
Akarmaka.
Akarmaka Dhatu. And it is done by a conscious, sensuous being. Then what will happen? Dam, that is in Anyanta, which is Akarmaka, and it is Chitvat Kartrikatvam Asti, Chitvat Kartrikat, right? Then the Dhatu will take what Pratyaya? You have seen before. It will take
Parasmaipati. Vijanta. Parasmaipati.
It will take Parasmaipati. It will take Atmanepati, not Parasmaipati. It will take Atmanepati, right? Dhatus which are Akaramaka and Anyanta, and it is done by conscious being, then Dhatu will take, Parasmaipati. Dhatu will take Parasmaipati. Now here the Apavada is, it will take Atmanepati. Right? It will take Atmanepati. So the Rupam would be Damayate. The Rupam is Damayate. So Anyanta is Akarmaka Dhatu and Chitvat Kartakat. So Dhatoho, it should take Parasmaipati, but what happens here? It takes Atmanepati. Therefore, this is also an Apavada. This is also an Apavada to the previous one. So you can note this also. Write like this. This is Apavada to Nidharanartha, the first one. And here it is Apavada to this Anyanta. I'm just writing Anyanta, but understand Anyanta, the Chitvat Kartragatum, the Boru. So Dam will have Damayate. These are exceptions. So Dam will not be Damayate. Then similarly, the other dhatus are listed out. Like the next one is Yam dhatu. Yam is Apariveshane, Yam dhatu. Yam dhatu in the meaning of Apariveshane. What is Apariveshane? Yam has got Apariveshane, Uparame, Pariveshane, all these meanings are there. Uparame means to Uparama, to resist, to stop. That is Yam dhatu, which is Parasmapati, Akaramaka dhatu, Vadigana. The same Vadigana, Apariveshane, one more dhatu is there in the sense of fasting. Apariveshane. Pariveshana, na Pariveshana, Apariveshana. Pariveshana is to nourish, to serve, that is a Pariveshana. Na Pariveshana, Apariveshana means to avoid, to avoid eating, fasting, that is the meaning. Yama. So Apariveshane, particularly that dhatu, Apariveshana arte, then this dhatu ho Yam dhatu, it's Nijanta Rupam. Its Nijanta Rupam would be, Yam is also amending, therefore it is a myth, therefore Nijanta Rupam is Yami. That will take Atmanepati, therefore becomes Yamayate. So here we can write the meaning, Apariveshane, because this is in Vinigana, Apariveshane. Apariveshane arte. Dhatu in the meaning of Apariveshana will take only Atmanepati form, Atmanepati Rupam. Yama Apariveshane. The next one. So yam dhatu, if it in other dhatus are there, that become yamayati. Yam in the sense of uparama or pariveshana that we have seen before. Pariveshane. Yam dhatu, remember, yam dhatu we have seen. Pariveshana, what is that rule? Here before, here. Yam dhatu, amending dhatu. In the rule itself, it was there. If you check the rule, that mitam rasvaha, there itself, amending are there, that I mentioned. Yam dhatu apariveshane. Apariveshane arte, yam dhatu will take nich pratyaya and becomes, and it is in apariveshane arte, it becomes yam, and yam becomes yam, then becomes yamayati. It becomes yamayati. Apariveshane arte, that yam dhatu. There we saw yam dhatu, it takes parasmapadi suffix, and it is yam will become yam, and yam will become yam. Apariveshane. Here it is pariveshane arte. Pariveshane arte also. Pariveshane arte also. It is pariveshane arte, it will not become yami. Sorry, you have to note this. It is yami. I did it. Mistake here. Pariveshane arte only it becomes yam. But apariveshane arte, it will not become yam. It is not considered to be a myth. So yam dhatu, the sense of pariveshana only it is considered to be myth. Pariveshana is that dhatu is churadigana dhatu. Pariveshane arte, the dhatu is in 10th gana. Pariveshana is to nourish, to serve, that meaning. Apariveshane arte, or in other meaning, one more dhatu, that is uparame. In that meaning, the dhatu is not deemed to be a myth. Therefore, upada hrasvatvam will not happen. Therefore, yami only. So if it is yami, then becomes yamayate. It will take only atmanipadi suffix. So yamayate. Please note this. Pariveshane arte yam dhatu is considered to be myth. Therefore, yam plus nich will become, yam will become yam, and because it is myth, therefore becomes yam, therefore yami. But here it is apariveshana, not pariveshana. Other than pariveshane arte. Other than pariveshane arte. Therefore, here what will happen? It is not myth. Therefore, yami only. Therefore, yami, yamayati or yamayate. By this rule, it is yamayate only. What is the rule? The list of dhatus are given, which will take only atmanipadi suffix. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then the next one. The next one is dhatu is ang purvaka. Ang purvaka yes dhatu. What is yes dhatu? Which gana is that? Yes dhatu. Yesu prayatne divadigana. Yes dhatu is yes. It is to prayatne, to try, to attempt. That is the meaning. It is a parasmapadi dhatu. Dhatu which is parasmapadi. Now you see, when you see the rupam, you see it will take atmanipadi. With ang purvaka. With the ang purvaka, ang preceding yes dhatu. So what will happen to yes? Ayasi. Its nijanta rupam is ayasi. Right? So ayasi, ayase, ayasaya, ayasayate, which is not ayasayati, which is parasmapadi, but its nijanta form it is atmanipadi. Ayasayate. Its rupam is ayasayate. So ang purvaka yes dhatu tasya nijanta rupat atmanipadi pratyaha bhavanti. Then the next one, muk dhatu. Next one is mukh dhatu with the pari upasarga. Pari purvaka mukh dhatu. The rule itself it is that pari mukh. So mukh dhatu, mukh is mohane. Mukh dhatu is mohane, mukh dhatu. So what will happen to pari mukh dhatu? Mukh will become mohi. So mukh will become mohi. Pari mohi. Pari mohi. Therefore pari mohayate. Its rupam would be pari mohayate, not pari mohayati. Mukh dhatu is parasmipadi. Mukhyati, mukhyataha, mukhyanti. Divadigana. But its Najanta form would be mohayate. Apavada. Then the next one. Next one is ruch dhatu. Next one, ruch dhatu. Ruch dhatu also will become rochi. Then after that becomes not rochayati. Always it is rochayati. Ruch dhatu will be Nijanta rupam would be atmanipati. So rochayate. Mukh dhatu with pari upasarga becomes parimohayate. Without pari, it is mohayati. Parimohayati. It will be. With pari upasarga, it has to be atmanipadi only. Then the next one, nirta dhatu. Nirta dhatu also has a sense of chalanam, the movement. As a sense of nirt. Chalanarte we saw trembling. Trembling is means kampanam, shaking. Shaking, whether it happens naturally or you deliberately do. So nartanam is also trembling or shaking of the parts of the body, the limbs. That is why the meaning of the dhatu nrit, if you see, is given nicely. This anga vikshepana. The anga is the body parts are thrown all over. It means that is nritya. Gatra vikshepe. Gatra is the limbs, indriyas. Gatra vikshepana is nrit. Throwing the sense organ, throwing the limbs means what? Dancing. So nrit. So it has the sense of chalanam, the movement, the kampanam. So nirthatu. What did we see for the chalanarte, akarmaka dhatu, not akarmaka, chalanarte, nigranate, chalanarte cha ityeteshu arteshu, nijanta dhatu. Parasmipadi will come iti we have seen. So dhatus having the meaning of nigarana and kampana will take its nijanta rupam will take parasmipadi. So therefore nirta dhatu, whose meaning comes under the kampanartha. So its nijanta rupam should supposed to take parasmipadi, but it will not. It will take atmanipadi. So nrit will become narti. The causative rupam is narti. So narti will become narte. Then nartaya, nartayate. Rupam is nartayate. So this is also, you can note, it is apavada to chalanarte. Apavada to chalanarte. So it's all the interconnected. This utsarga apavada. So apavada to what has been said before. Then the next one is vad dhatu. Vad dhatu. Its rupam is vad will become vadi 10th gana. That will become vad. Vadayati, vadayate. Now vad dhatu is sakarmaka or akarmaka? Vad dhatu. We check the meaning. It is in 10th gana. Sakarmaka, akarmaka.
Sakarma.
Vad means to speak is the vadati. That is different. And it is the 10th gana. 10th gana also it is the same meaning. Okay. It's the same meaning. Then Yaktayam Vachi Vadigana. Sandesha Vachane to inform to communicate. Same. Charadigana. What we can take any that no problem. So it is Sakarmaka Akarmaka. It is
Sakarmaka.
Akarmaka Dhatu. And it is performed by a, okay, if it is in Anyanta, that is in Anyanta, it is Akarmaka. So Anyanta Akarmaka Dhatu, and when the action is performed by a Chitvat Kartrika, a conscious being, a sentient being, then what will happen to Vad Dhatu, what we saw? It will take,
Parasmay.
yes, it will take
Parasmay.
Parasmipati. But here it is Apavada. It will take Atmanipati. So it becomes Vadayate. Yes, Vadayate. Similarly, another Dhatu, Vasdhatu. Vasdhatu, whose causative will be Vasi. And this is also Anyanta. In Anyanta, it is Akarmaka. And when it is Chitvat Kartrikatvam, Tasya Chitvat Kartrikatvam Asti, then that Vas also will become, that Vas also will become, Vasi also will become Vasayate. It will be Vasayate. Okay. So these are some of the thing you have to note. This is given by the form of the rule by as an Apavada. As an Apavada, it is given. The Sutra Pata. Just write the rule here. Na pa dam then ang. Na pa then dam is there. Dam is dami dhatu we saw. Then ang purvaka yam dhatu. Okay, yam dhatu ang purvaka. Okay, I think I missed it. Ang purvaka. You can write the ang purvaka. A plus yam. You can take it as a plus yam. Therefore, it becomes ang purvaka ayami. Therefore, ayamayate. Okay, it's ang purvaka. It is given. The rule you can see. Pa is pa dhatu. Pa, dam, then ang, yam, then ang. The next one is the ang, yes, ang, yes. That yes dhatu, ang purvaka, yes dhatu. Then pari purvaka, parimukh. Then ruch dhatu, then nrit dhatu, then vad dhatu, then vasaha, vas dhatu. Na means that will not take Parasmipati. That is negated. Therefore, it will take Atmanipati. That's what is said here. This is by 1389. Okay, therefore, these dhatus are Apavada. Apavada to what has been said before. So this is number 7. Then the next one. And the next one. Again, the Anyanta Avastha. In Anyanta Avastha. In Anyanta Avastha, the Dhatu. The next one you are going to see. In the Anyanta Avastha, that Anyanta Avastha means non-causative. Anyanta Avastha is causative. Anyanta Avastha is non-causative. So Anyanta Avastha, non-causative usage, that which is a karma, that karma would become karta in Nyanta Avastha, in causative usage. Then that dhatu will take Atmanepadi suffixes in Nyanta Avastha. How it is, this I will explain with an example, you will understand. With an example, we will try to understand the rule. Now, Astipakaha, Astinam, Arohanti. What does it mean? What is the meaning of the sentence? Astipakaha, Astinam, Arohanti. What is the meaning? You can tell the meaning. Anybody?
The elephant person who is we want to climb up the other.
Elephant rider Mahut. They climb over the Asti. Astinam. Astinam is Astin. Asti, Astino, Astinaha. Astinam, right? So here, which is the karma?
Astinam
So what is the dhatu? Ruk dhatu.
Arohanti, Rukdatu.
So Mahuts, many Mahuts, they mount the elephants. That's the meaning, right? So karma is Asti. Astin. Astin is the karma. So in this Vakya, karma is Astin. Astin is the karma. And the dhatu, Ruk dhatu, Arok Antu. We know Ruk dhatu we have seen. Two forms are there. What are the two forms? Causative form. Rohayati, then Ropayati. Both are there, right? Remember? Ruk dhatu will have two
Yes,
forms.
sir.
In what kind? Where did we see that? Ruk dhatu, Rohayati, Aropayati iti. We have seen.
Yes.
And under what rule we saw? The Ruk dhatu is
Take
an
one will
option.
take Pukagama and
Another is the
Malay.
optional form is.
Yeah.
So Ruk dhatu, that Hakara will be replaced by Pakara. Don't remember? Please see the previous one. We have seen that.
Yeah. You given
Spec-
7343, underneath that you're given.
Specifically, this dhatu is given. Ruk dhatu, causative form is Rohayati, but optionally that Hakara will be replaced by Pakara. It's not a Pukakama. Hakara replaced by, not here, here it is not a Pukakama. Hakara replaced by Pakara, optionally. Therefore, Ropayati. Okay. So Rohayati, Ropayati. Arohayati, Aropayati. Now, this here, the karma is Astin. Astin is the karma. What avastha is that? It is Anyanta avastha in the non-causative usage. Anyanta avastha. Udaharanam for Anyanta avastha. Anyanta avastha is non-causative form. Right? Anyanta avastha. Where karma is Asti. Now, in Nyanta avastha, what will happen? You try this. Do the change of the sentence into causative. So here, what will happen? The causative. You can translate. You can make the sentence. Yeah.
Astipakaihi
Astipakaihi.
Astinam Arohati.
Astinam arohati. Astipakaihi is there. Astinam arohati. What is the difference? Same thing, right? Arohati, you're saying Astin. And meaning is, what is the meaning?
Oh, okay. Oh,
Astinam is karma there. Here, when you're making it Nijanta, what will happen to Nijanta?
into Nijanta. Okay. Astin
Astipakaha arohanti. Astinam arohanti. Now, that is non-causative rupam. In causative, what will be the sentence? In fact, that is what we are going to see in the Nijanta, that book. It is given, a lot of examples are given.
Aro.
Let's try now. Astipakaihi.
We
Yes.
talking about Karmani Prayogaji or what?
No, it's Jupsai Karmani, but it is not. Okay. In Nijanta also it happens. That Prayojaka Karta, what will happen to them? See, Astipakaihi, Asti, what will happen? Arohayate, it is.
Arohayate. Oh, okay.
Asti, it's not Karmani. Okay. It is Arohayate. We are going to see that. Okay. In Nijanta, what will happen to this the Prayojaka Karta and also the Karma and all. Here, in the Anyanta avastha, Hastin is Karma. In the Nyanta avastha, the Hastin becomes the asti becomes vikarta, right? I mean, in the sense, it is pratama vibhakti ekavachana. Asti arohayate. It becomes karta. In fact, it is karta only. Asti arohayate. Asti arohayate. Asti arohayate. Okay, you remove this asti pakaihi. It looks at, otherwise it will confusing. It just looks like karmani. We will see that later. Asti arohayate. You remove that. So asti arohayate is what? The elephant causes the people to mount on itself. That's the meaning, right? Swayameva. Asti swayameva arogyate. If you supply swayameva, the sentence becomes more clear. Swayameva. The elephant by itself causes the mahuts to mount on itself, right? Swayameva arogyate. So who is a karta here in the sentence? Asti pakagi is wrong. Swayameva is better. You have to put swayameva only. So within bracket, right? Asti arohayate. Swayameva arohayate. It causes the maguts to mount on itself. So in the first sentence, in the anyanta avastha, hasti is karma. In the nyanta avastha, what happens to asti? Astin. It is kartar karma.
Before it is.
It's karta.
It is karta, right? You understand this
Yeah.
the difference between the two sentences.
Yeah.
Don't confuse with karmani. Okay, it's not karmani. First sentence, asti pakaha astina maruganti. Astin is karma. It is anyantavastha. In nyantavastha, the ruk dhatu, what will happen becomes arog. Then aroghete. Here, hasti aroghete. What is the meaning of hasti aroghete? Asti, the elephant, causes to mount. Itself causes to mount. Therefore, asti becomes the karta. So that's what I said. In the anyantavastha, that which is a karma, and that karma would become karta in nyastavastha, then the dhatu will take atmanipadi suffix only. Understand? Is it
Yes,
clear?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If I write in sentence, you'll understand. So that which is karma, that which is karma in anyantavastha, non-causative usage. That which is karma in anyantavastha, if that karma becomes karta in nyastavastha, in nyantavastha, not just nyantavastha, then dhatu will take atmanepadi pratyayas only. So for that, this is the example. So in this anyantavastha hasti, which is karma, it becomes karta in nyantavastha. So therefore, rugdhatu will take atmanipadi. Right? This is by the rule. The rule is instead of writing the rule, you can understand the English because the rule is a difficult. You have to interpret a lot of things in the rule and made it very simple. Nehe ano yat karma no chet sa karta anadhyane. This is the rule. Better English translation is simple. Some rules are easy when you see it, you understand, but this is difficult. This is the sutra. Nehe ano yat karma No chet saha karta anadhyane. Okay, this is number 8. Understand this example, the rule.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, sure.
We are going to see this. Such examples, many examples are there in the Nijanta book, and he is giving a very good introduction. We will read first, understand this, then when you further read, become more and more clear. Next one, number 9. We have seen Hetu Baye. Remember Hetu Baye? Hetu Bayarte. But the agent, the karta, the causative agent, that bhi dhatu. What is the rupam? The janta rupam of bhi dhatu. We have seen.
Shukagama.
Bhayayati.
Shukagama.
Shukagama will come. Bhishayati.
Bhapayati.
Bhapayati also is correct. Bhishayati also is correct, right? So the bhi dhatu will take Shukagama when niche follows. In what sense? Hetu Bhayartha. When the Bhayartha, the karta itself is the hetu, the cause for the fear. So the causative, the agent of the causative is the hetu. Then it will take Shukagama. Optionally, Bhapayati also is there, we saw. Suppose if it is not that, then what it will take? If karta, the agent of the causative, is not the karta for hetu, then what it will take?
Take bhayayati. That is.
It will take, yes, Bhayayati. That we saw the example, right? Here in this Putrasti. Yeah, 1 minute. Let me go there. Yeah, here it is. So B Dhatu will take Shukagama when he follows in the sense of Hetu Bhayartha. When agent of the causative is the Hetu, then Shukagama Bhishayati. And by this Bibetehe Hetu Bhaye we saw, it will take Pukagama also, Bhapayati. Then Bhayayati, when does it come? When the agent is not the cause. Agent is not the cause directly. It may be indirectly. I'll give an example. For this one example, For this, you can say, it's a stock example. Mundi, Bisha, Bishayati or Bishayate? Mundi, Bishayati or Bishayate?
Bhishayati.
Vishayate.
It is Bishayate. That is what we are going to see. But here, if I write Bishayate, then becomes a problem. Because how we Bishayati you'll ask. So let me take out this example from here and put it there so that you will understand that. But here it is only this much of like not in the sense of Hetu Bhayarte. Not in the sense of Hetu Bhayarte, it will get Bhayayati. This much you can note it here. In the sense of Hetu Bhayarte, it is Bishayati, Bhapayati. Not in the sense of Hetu Bhayarte, Bhayayati. I'll give an example, you will understand. We'll see that now. So now the same Bhi Dhatu, what it will take. With the example, again with the example, I will see. Now you take Mundi. Mundi is the one who has done the Mundanam. Mundi, Bhishayate, the Rupam. The Rupam is Bhishayate. Similarly, Jatilaha, Bhishayate. The B Dhatu takes Atmanepadi. So what is this? Hetu Bhaya. That agent of the causative is the cause for the fear. Now, this is one. This B Dhatu takes Atmanepadi. That is a rule that we are going to see. That we will see. I'm giving another example where Bhayati is used. Choraha. This is my example. Stock example is something different. Churikaya. Choraha, Churikaya. Now you tell me. He causes fear in the person. What will come? Bhishayati or Bhapayati or Bhayayati. Choraha, the thief. Churikaya, with the knife. He causes fear, right? Now, what will be the Nijanta Rupam of the B dhatu? Bishayati or Bapayati or Bayayati?
Ishayati, it's consecutive.
Yeah, it causes fear, no? Bishayati.
Yeah, but he himself doesn't causes. He causes through the Churika.
Oh, through knife.
Okay, indirect.
Therefore, it is Bayayati. It is. So now you understand where Bayayati, Bishayati
It's
is
not the
used.
straight direct cause.
Yes, not direct cause, right? Churika, through Churika he causes. Stock example, Kunchikaya Enam Bhayayati. That is a stock example. Kunchika is key. By key, this person is, in fact, a Churikaya Bhayati. Choraha I have given for you to understand. If I remove Choraha, then what is happened? Churikaya Bhayati. So Churika is a cause for the fear, right? That is a stock example. Kunchikaya Bhayati. Kunchika is key. What is key? Why key should cause fear? I don't know. So I made that into a Kunchika, Churika. Now, you see that now. This is, you understand now where the Bishayati or Bapayati or Bhayati to be used. Now, the Bishayati, why it is not Bishayati, why Bishayati? That is what we are saying now. That is the B dhatu, and one more dhatu is that B dhatu will take Atmanepadi ending. If the B is in the sense of Etu Bhaye. That is why that example I have not given. Because if I say I've given the Atmanepadi form, Parasmipadi form there, but I didn't give example because it will not take Parasmipadi. It will take Atmanepadi if it is Hetu Bhayarte. So, therefore, the dhatus, two dhatus are there. We are going to list out the dhatus. One is ni, nibi. The dhatu is B dhatu. It's Upadeshika Rupam. The dhatu pata it is nibi. Ni is it letter. The meaning is bhaye. Bhaye. The dhatu is B. That is bhaye. And the dhatu nishmin. The dhatu shmin. Shmin. It is ishat. Ishat. Ishat Dasane. What is Ishat Dasane? Ishat Dasane is what? You can guess. You know it by seeing this. You'll understand what is. You have to see the word Ishat Dasane little closer. You'll understand the meaning. What is Ishat Dasane?
Asane,
Asane. Yes. Sandhya Sarpa. Hasana is smile. What is Shming? Shming means smile. Smita Mukha. Smita Mukha comes in Veritas song. Sme. Sme means smile. From that only smile, the word has come. Shming. Dhatu is Sme. Dhatu adege shaga sakha. That shakara becomes sakara. Then me. Nakara is it letter. It's a Atmanepadi. That is why Nakara is given. So Sme Dhatu. Sme becomes. It is in causative form. We are going to see what will happen. We will see. So Sme Dhatu. Right. So Ishat Asane, that's why smile. Not laughing, it is smile. Ishat Asane. These two dhatus, take Atmanepada. Atmanepada endings, suffixes. When which follows. When which follows, it takes Atmanepadi. If the meaning of the dhatu, the meaning of B, the dhatu B is in the sense of Hetu Bhayata. Hetu Bhaya. Bhayata is not required. Hetu Bhaya. And Sming Dhatu also, not for Sming Dhatu. That's Shming Dhatu will take Atmanepadi. So example, Mundi Bishayate, not Bishayati, because Etu Bhayarte is the agent, the Karta, who is the causative karta, agent of the causative. He is the cause for fear. Therefore, bhishayate. Similarly, jatilaha bhishayate. Example. The churikaya bhayati is not example for this. It is example to show that it is not the agent for agent. It's not the agent of the causative causing fear. So it's a counter example to show why it is bhayati. So to understand here, this is different. The context is different here. So, but the example I'm giving it here. Counter example to show why B Nijanta Rupam of B Dhatu. To show why Nijanta Rupam of B Dhatu is bhayati. For that only churikaya bhayati. So you have to note this. This context is not here, but counter example to show why Nijanta Rupam of B is bhayati. It is churikaya bhayati. Here there is no hetu bhayartha. This is only counter example. Now this now we'll see Smi Dhatu. Smi Dhatu is similarly here. Jatilaha. Jatilaha. What will be the causative of Smi? With the V upasarga. Smi will become causative rupam. Smi will become Smai, right? Smi
Smai.
plus Nich. Then after that, Ajanta.
Oh,
Sma, then
Pukkakama will come.
Pukaka.
So it becomes Smapi, Smape, Smapaya, Smapayate. Jatilaha, Vismapayate. That's the root. So it takes causative. Right? Then this is number 9. The number 10. Okay. For I will write the sutra. Just mention it for our understanding. It will be useful later. So without, we don't need to have sutra, but this is enough. Everything is covered here. This is nothing but a sutra only. This is why the rule. Be smyoho hetu bhaye. That is the rule 1368. That is a rule. By that rule, B dhatu become Vishayate, Smi become Vismapayate. Now next one, number 10. Number 10, the dhatu, just mentioned, Dhrudu dhatu. The meaning is Abhikankshayam. Abhikankshayam. And Vanchu dhatu. Vanchu dhatu, Gatav. These two dhatus, it's Nijanta Rupam. When it is used in the meaning of deception, temptation, then it will take Atmanepadi. This is purely depending on the meaning. When it has got specific this meaning, the deception or temptation, then this dhatu will take Atmanepadi. What is the meaning of Grudu? Abhikankshayam, which is Divadigana, to desire, to long. Kanksha means desire. Abhikankshayam. Dhatu is Grud dhatu. So it is in the Divadigana. It is Grud Dhatu Parasmipadi. So this Dhatu, which is Parasmipadi, in Anyanta Avastha, it is Parasmipadi. In Nyanta Avastha, in the sense of Pralambane, the temptation, it will take Atmanepadi. This is one. Similarly, another Dhatu, Vanch Dhatu. Dhatu is Vanch. Vanchu. Vanchu is Gatau. Vanchu is Gatau, which is also in which is in the two Gana, Vadigana as well as in Churadigana. But don't take the meaning. You can take the meaning of, you can take the Dhatu as such, and in the Churadigana meaning is given Pralambhane. So you can take the 10th Gana Dhatu. 10th Gana, the Dhatu in the sense of Pralambhane, or Vanchu Dhatu in the first Gana itself. It is Gatyarthaka Dhatu. That also, if it is used in some context in the by Upasarga and all, it is, if it's possible, maybe I have to check that. If it is used in the sense of deception, then it will take Atmanepadi. So you can take for this Vanchidhatu as the Churadigana. Churadigana, anyway, the Dhatu Artha is Pralambhane. Pralambhane means to cheat. Pralambanam, deception. So Vanchidhatu in the sense of deception. Churadigana. Churadigana Dhatu. Churadigana generally, we have seen Nijanta Dhatu can take both Parasmipadi and Atmanepadi. And this 10th Gana Dhatu, Vanch Dhatu, that meaning itself is Pralambhana, that is cheating, deception. That will take Atmanepadi. That will take Atmanepadi. So these two Dhatus. So Dhatu, Ghrudra Abhikankshayam and Gatau. Not Gatau. I don't know why I have written Gatau. Anyway, that is, I will write it as Pralambana. Pralambane. Dhatu, Ghrudra and Vanchu Dhatu. The Nijanta Rupam of Ghrudhu and Vanchu. So, Nijanta Rupam of Ghrudhu and Vanchu will take Atmanepadi. Pratyaya. Atmanepadi. Pratyayas. So therefore, Ghrudhu and Vanchu. You can note this. Example, stock example is given. Udaharanam. Manavakam Gardayate. The sense of tempting. Manavakam Gardayate. Or Manavakam Vanchayate. Manavakam Vanchayate. Okay. Then this is by the rule. Grudi Vanchyogo Pralambhane. The rule itself is there. 1-3. The rule itself, it is mentioned. Pralambhane. Pralambhane Arte. Grudi Dhatoho. Vanch Dhatoho. Nijanta Rupam. Nijanta Rupa Grudi Dhatoho. Vanch Dhatoho. Atmane Padi Pratyaha Bhavanti. This is by the rule. Grudi Vanchyogo Pralambhane. 1369. This is only for these two dhatus. The next one, number 11. So next one, number 11. Number 11. This Kru dhatu, will explain with an example. This is not so important anyway, but this is as a rule is there. This time covering. Kru dhatu. what will be? Kru dhatu, what will be its causative form? Kru will become
Karayati.
Kari.
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 And Nijanta, with the Kriya Padam, with the Tinganta, it will, Pratyaya, it will be Karayati or Karayate, right?
Yeah.
Karayati or Karayate, both are possible. But it will have Karayate only. Where? That's what we are going to see. Where? I'll give an example. So, Kru dhatu can become Karayati or Karayati. In one place, it's always Karayati only. Padam Mithya Karayate. This is an example. Padam Mithya Karayate. Not Karayati. Karayati, if you say, it is a dosha. Udaharan. Padam Mithya Karayate. It means the person. Padam means the word. Saha is understood. Saha Karayate. What does he do? Padam Mithya. He repeats the word. He pronounces the word wrongly. And that also he does it repeatedly. That meaning is the repeated wrong thing. The repeated wrong thing. The not wrong thing. Here it is Padam Mithya Karayate. The translation is, here the translation is Saha, the person, he pronounces a word Mithya wrongly, and the two repeatedly. That repetition, that meaning is there. So that in that meaning, Kru dhatu will take Karayati. So therefore, what is the rule? The rule is when Mithya is the Upapadam. When Mithya is the Upapadam, Upapadam is Samipe Ucharitam Padam Upapadam. In the sentence, that Padam which is pronounced along with or closely, Samipe, that is called Upapada. When a word is pronounced closely, that's called Upapada. Samipe Ucharitam Padam Upapadam. When Mithya is the word, is Upapadam, the word which is pronounced closely with the sentence. That is, it is there in the sentence, pronounced closely. In the sense of what? In the sense of that one is made to do a thing repeatedly. Repeatedly. Then Kru dhatu. The Kru dhatu will take Atmanepadi suffix. That's a rule. Kru dhatu will take Atmanepadi when there is a Mithya Upapada in the Vakya, and that is in the sense of something that one is made to do repeatedly. One is made to do repeatedly, then the Kru dhatu, Nijanta Rupam, will take Atmanepadi suffix only. So let me write it. You will understand if I put it in writing. So when the word, this is specifically for when the word Mithya as Upapadam is present in the sentence. When the word Mithya is the Upapada. Upapadam is Samipe Ucharitam Padam. The Padam which is pronounced closely. It means it is present in the Vakya. In the sentence it is there. So when Mithya is Upapada, and Upapada is that which is pronounced closely. So I'm not writing the translation of that. And it is in the sense of something, that one is made to do repeatedly. Then the dhatu, kring dhatu, kru dhatu, dukring karane, kring dhatu, then the dhatu kring, then the dhatu kring, when nich follows, that is Nijanta Rupam. When nich follows, then the dhatu kring, when nich follows, will take Atmanepadi suffix only. Dhatu kring will take Atmanepadi pratyayas when nich follows. You understand this? So padam mithya karayate means he pronounces the word. He pronounces the word repeatedly. But here the wrongly is he pronounces always mithya karayate means mithya means wrongly. So he pronounces the word repeatedly wrongly. Wrong pronunciation of the word by the person frequently, repeatedly. That's the meaning. So mithya is that wrongly, that meaning is that, and that as a sense of repeatedness. So then the dhatu will take, kru dhatu will take arpanipadi. Why this is specifically mentioned? Because specific rule is that for kru dhatu will take this, it is one rule is there. That is by given. This rule is not so important. It is there just for the sake of covering. Just for the sake of covering, we cover this also. Mithya upapade, the rule is Mithya upapade, Mithya upapadat, krinaha abhyase. Abhyasa is repeated. So when Mithya upapada is there, and it is done repeatedly, then the kru dhatu will take atmanipad. 1371. Okay. I think with this I covered exhaustively the usage, the usage of the suffixes, thing suffixes, parasmipadi, atmanipadi. This completes everything. All the important and as well as the unimportant, not so important, everything is covered. So let me quickly summarize what I said today. Nijanta dhatus are generally considered to be ubhayapadi, number one. And whatever discussed below are exceptions. Number one is utsarga, and everything discussed below are exceptions. If the kriya palam goes to the karta or sought after by the karta, then nijanta will take atmanipadi. Exceptions to that are these dhatus: Buddha dhatu, Yudha dhatu, Nash dhatu, Adipurvaka, Ing dhatu, Pru dhatu, Dru dhatu, Sru dhatu. This dhatu, even if the kriya palam goes to the karta, it will take parasmepadi only. That is by exception. You have to understand, right? Or you want me to write it? These dhatus. Okay, let me write it. The below mentioned the dhatus will take parasmepadi. Even when means when it is not there, anyway it is parasmepadi. Even when the kriya palam goes to the karta. So this is a note. So bodhayati, etc. This is exception. And number 4, nigaranarte, chalanarte. Dhatu having the meaning of nigarana and movement, chalana will when it's nijanta rupam will take parasmepadi suffix only. So bojayati, kampayati, nigarayati iti, we have seen example. There's vartikam to that, which says that adidhatu, adi is bhakshane. So that will take atmanepadi. Adayate. Parasmepadi is negated. So exception to the exception. Devadattena adayate iti. One example we saw. Then dhatus which are akarmaka in anyantavastha, and the action is taken by the chit kartrika, the sentient being, then the nijanta rupam of the dhatu will have parasmepadi only. Even though the dhatu is atmepadi in anyantavastha, it will take parasmepadi only. So example we have seen as dhatu, atmepadi dhatu, but here what happens? Asayati becomes parasmepadi. Next rule is the following dhatus will not take parasmepadi. With anyantavastha it is parasmepadi. In yantavastha it is atmanipadi. So this will be the dhatus listed here will be maybe an apavada to what has been said before. So apavada to apavada. So pa already we saw pa rakshane. Rakshane it will become palayati. Look agamandal we saw before. But here pane to drink, it becomes payayate. It is apavada to nigaranartha. Similarly dam dhatu which is amending mitam rasvaha therefore become dami. So this is also apavada to the previous one. It is an anyantavastha, it is akarmaka, and if it is done by a chit kartrika, then what happens? It is damayati, becomes damayate apavada. Similarly, yam dhatu ang purvaka. Apariveshane arte, it will not be myth. If it is myth, only in pariveshane arte. In apariveshane arte, it is not myth. Therefore, yami is in nijanta rupam. With ang upasarga, it becomes ayami. Therefore, ayamayate. It takes only parasmepati. Sorry, atmanepati. Apavada to parasmepati. Similarly, ang purvaka yes dhatu, that becomes ayasayate. Muk dhatu, paripurvaka, that becomes parimoghayate. All these dhatus take atmanepadi pratyas, which becomes rochayate. Nrit is nrityati parasmepadi dhatu, but here it is in kampana chalanarte. The kampanam is the trembling. So apavada to the previous one. Previous one we saw kampanarte, it is parasmepadi, but here it is atmanepadi nartayate. Similarly, vadadhatu and vasdhatu becomes vadayate, vasayate iti. This is by this rule. The next one, that which is a karma in anyantavastha, and that karma becomes karta in nyantavastha, then the dhatu will take atmanepadi only. Example, we saw this asti pakaha astinam arohanti asti arohayate. Then b dhatu etu bhayarte, we saw it is bhishayati or bhayati, but that is bhishayati is not correct. It is bhishayate, it should be, because if etu bhayarte is there, then b dhatu will take atmanepadi only. B dhatu nijantarupam. B dhatu here means we are talking about nijantarupam. Nijantarupam of b dhatu will be atmanepadi. And smi dhatu also will take atmanepadi. Nijantarupam will take atmanepadi. That is rule. That is number 9. Number 10, we saw these two dhatus, grudu and vanshu dhatu, will take atmane pade pratyas. I have not written the meaning. The sense of temptation and deception. It will take atmane padi. Manavakam ghridayate, manavakam vanjayate. Then the last one. When mithya, the word, is there in the vakya, upapada, and in the sense of that which is abhyase, made to do repeatedly, then the dhatu, the krim dhatu, its nijanta rupam will take only atmanepadi. These are the exception to the exception. Everything is covered, right? Any doubt in this?
Motion.
So it's a little exhaustive. It's okay. In fact, we can make it more. All the rules are not covered, but most of the rules I have covered. Then the next topic with regard to the Nijanta is see, Tinganta part we have seen. That is, Ting Pratyas part we have seen. Then what about the it part, it vyavastha? It also we have seen. We have to connect to the it vyavastha what we have seen before. Itagama. Itagama, when it will come, when the Nijanta dhatu followed by the Ardha dhatuka pratyaya, Itagama will come. So that with Itagama you have to connect. We can connect. Let us see. Nijanta dhatu will be anekach, right? So Nijanta dhatu anekach. Will it take Itagama or not? Yes or no? We have seen this before.
Yes.
Yes, it will take.
It will take. Why? Because
Anekach.
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 What is that which will negate itagama? In general, what is general rule?
Ekach anudat.
Ekach.
Ekach.
Very good. Ekach.
Kach,
Upadeshe, ekach dhatu having anudata swara, right? That alone negates itagama, right? So, itagama for nijanta is not negated. Therefore, itagama will come, right? But there are some rules are there where itagama is negated. Nijanta being anekaj, therefore, itagama is generally not negated, but negated in some cases. At some cases, not many cases, 1 or 2 cases. That only I will mention here. So it vyavastha for nijanta. That is the next topic. I'll cover this and then I'll stop. So this is not the a big topic, small topic only, because in general we know that is number 1. You can make it as number 1. Nijanta being anekach. Therefore, itagama is not negated, it not denied. I will write like this. Itagama is, it is not denied. Therefore, itagama is not denied. Itagama is denied only for ekach anudata dhatu. That also I will write it. Itagama is denied for the dhatus, the ekach dhatus, ekach anudata dhatu, anudata dhatus in the upadesha. Upadesha means dhatu pata. So itagama is denied only for the ekach anudata dhatu in the upadesha. This is utsarga, but there are some exception is that only we are going to see. So if it the dhatu vrit dhatu, if you take vrit dhatu in the sense of adhyayana, when it is followed by ta pratyaya, um, 1 minute. So it's itagama for nijanta dhatu is not okay. One before that, one more rule. I think I have to cover that. Let me see that. Son. Just a minute. So this nijanta being aneka dhatu, itagama is not denied. Yes, itagama is denied only for the ekach anudata dhatus. Yeah, okay, I wrote correctly only. Okay, I myself got confused what I wrote. So now Vritta Dhatu. So the Vritta Dhatu, its causative form. So give the form. Okay. The Vritta Dhatu, its causative form. Its causative form. Just a minute. This Vritta Dhatu will Vritu, the sense of the Adhyayana. This is by the rule 7 to 26, I think. Okay. Vritta Dhatu with the Nishta Pratyaya. Vritta Dhatu with the Nishta Pratyaya. What will be the Rupam of Vritta Dhatu with the Nijanta Vrit? Vrit plus Nich becomes
Varti.
Bharti.
Dhatu is Vrit, I think. It is Vrit. Check the Dhatu. It is Vrit. Vrit is okay. Vrit is a Dhatu, but here it is some Nipatanam. Nipatanam happens. That is a ready-made word. Okay. So that is the Sutram itself says Vrit plus Nich. It is the Rupam is Vrit. Vritti. It is Vritti only. Then the Vritti plus Ta Pratyaya. Here Itagama is negated. So this becomes Vrit. Vrit plus Ta Pratyaya. It becomes Vrittam. Vritta. This is how it is. Okay, let me explain this. So Vritta Dhatu in the sense of Adhyayana. Vritta Dhatu in the sense of Adhyayana will give the Rupam Vritta Dhatu in the sense of Adhyayana will give the Rupam, will give the form Vritta, will give the form of Vritta and negating Ittakama. Negating Ittakama. The word Vritta is the Vritta is made ready-made. It's made ready by the rule. By the rule. Nehe Adhyayane Vrittam. So this in the rule itself, the word the Vrittam is that. So Nehe Adhyayane Vrittam. Vridhatu, its causative form. Its causative form is that Upada. Don't apply that because because the Panini Maharishi himself says Nehe Adhyayane Vritadhatoho Adhyayane Arte Nehe, then Kim Bhavati Vrittam Rupam Eva Bhavati. So the word is made ready by the sutra. It doesn't say that Vriddhi and all that Upada Guna should not happen and all he says. He just said the word Vrittam. Therefore Upada, that Guna will not happen. Vru will remain Vru only. So Vru plus Nich becomes Vritti, Vritti plus Ta Pratyaya. And specifically for the Nishta Pratyaya, that also to be added because Vritta is Nishta. So Vriddhatu in the sense of Adhyana will give the form of Vritta, negating Ittagama for the Nishta Pratyaya. For the Nishta Pratyaya. When the Nishta Pratyaya follows, for the Nishta Pratyaya, when the Nishta Pratyaya follows the Vrit, Vidanta Vriddhatu, then the Rupam will be Vritta only. Don't apply that Upada, Guna and all. Will not get the form. Because the Nehe Adhyayane Vrittam iti himself says. So I'm giving a Saṃskṛta Vakya for this, which is from the Kashika Vritti. That is very clearly explained. I'll explain that also. But same thing I given here, translation. Nyantasya vrittehe, that is Nijanta Rupam of Vrit Dhatu, Nishtayam, and the Nitya Pratyaya comes, Adhyanarte, in the sense of Adhyayana, Vrittamiti, it Bhavaha, Ni Luk Cha Nipatyate. Vrit Agama is, or Vrit Agama is, it Agama is, it Abhavaha. It Bhavaha is, it Abhavaha means what? It Abhavaha. It will not take it, and Ni also will become Luk Cha iti Nipatyate. So two things have been done. One is Virtadatu, is Nijanta Rupa is Vritti. Number one. Then when the Ta Pratyaya follows, Ta being Ardhatuka Pratyaya, it is supposed to take Itagama. It will not take. Number one. Number two, what will happen to that? Here E is there Vritti, the E also will become Luk, Ni Luk Cha Nipatyate. So he doesn't give rule for that. He made the word readily available and just he says, where the Sutram itself he says, in the very rule itself he uses the word Vrittam. Nehe Adhyayane Vrittam Bhavati. So Nijanta Rupam of Vriddhatu with the Nishta Pratyaya. So Nishta, with the Nishta Pratyaya, Nijanta Rupam of the Vriddhatu will be this Vritta. That is Nijanta Rupam of Vriddhatu is Vritti. With the Nishta Pratyaya, the Rupam is Vritta. This is only specific, this is only given for the Nishta Pratyaya. The Nishta Pratyaya follows, number one, Itagama Nabhavati. Number two, Ni becomes Luk. Luk means it disappears. Lopaha. Ni Luk is, he becomes Luk. I have not written in detail here, but I will simply mention Vrittadhatu in the sense of Adhyayana will give the form Vritta, negating Itagama for the Nishta Pratyaya, and you can write also causing the Ni, also causing Ni to become Lopa. Need to be Lopa. Also causing Ni Lopa. That you understand. Also causing Ni Lopa. Ni is the niche. When you say ready-made means that Upada Guna will not happen. That you have to note. So it is ready-made. It means it implies that Upada Guna will not happen. Will not happen. So that you have to note. It implies that Upada Guna will not happen. So Vrit plus niche is Vritti only. Just addition. Then Vritti plus Ta Pratyaya. When Ishta Pratyaya follows, it Agama will not happen, which is supposed to take, it will not take. And here Ni is that E goes away. Therefore you get Vritta. Okay. This is Nipatana. Nipatanam is Panini Maharishi, he doesn't want to write a rule for a single word. Just mentioning the Rupam of the word in the Sutra, it just says this word is there in the language. So don't apply the rule to derive this. If you apply, you will not get the Rupam. Understand? Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, G.
So, see, this is also a technique. For one word, you don't have to struggle to write rules and all. So, therefore, it just says Nipatanam. There are many such Nipatanams that are there in the Sutra itself mentioned. We have talked about some other context, Ritvich and all. Many words are there. And we will talk about that later. Many words, ready-made words, for which the Panini Maharishi has not given the Sutra. So, Vritta is one word. So, Vritta is, it looks Vritta. Okay, if it is not a Nijanta, then what will be the form? Vrit plus Ta Pratyaya, not Nijanta. It will be,
Vritta only.
then also it's
Itagama will happen.
no, Vritta is Ekash, it's Anudata, right?
Yeah.
So Itagama is negative only. Then also it's Vritta only. Because it is Nijanta, therefore we think Itagama will come. That also negated by this. Okay. Now number 3, next one, the last one. So there are some dhatus are given that brings optional it. That brings optional it agama when the nishta pratyaya follows for the nijanta rupam of the dhatus. I think one that is left out. Time is not there. Shall I stop here? I'll do it in the next class. Only one rule. With that, this topic will be over. If you can, I will do it. If you don't have time, we'll stop it. Your choice. You want to do it? No. Stop here. Shall I cover one? Only one. Okay. I'll just explain. Maybe I'll cover in the notes. The class. This is the one. With this topic is over. This is 7 to. You can see the here va, danta, shanta, purna, dasta, spashta, channa, gyaptaha. Some of the dhatus are there. I'll quickly read the dhatus and I'll just explain this. Here it is dam dhatu is there. Then sham dhatu is there. Then pur dhatu is there. Das dhatu is there. Then spash dhatu is there. Shad dhatu is there. Then nyap dhatu is there. So nijanta rupam of this dhatus, right? Nijanta rupam of this dhatus, when nishta pratyaya follows, what happens? Va is there. Va means optionally it will take itagama. So if you take, for example, dam dhatu. Dam dhatu is what? It is amending, right? What will happen to this dam dhatu will become dami, right? Dami plus, because it is amending, so therefore it is mit. Therefore upada vriddhi will not happen. So dam plus ta pratyaya. Dam plus ta pratyaya, rupam is dam plus ta pratyaya. The rupam is
Dantaha.
what? Dantaha.
Danta, yeah.
What is dantaha? Now nishta pratyaya follows. It can take itagama optionally. Therefore you will have damitaha is one form. Damitaha is one form. And dam plus dam dhatu plus this ta pratyaya, it become dantaha.
We have seen this already.
Which one?
This rule?
This rule we are not seeing.
Yeah, we saw during the Itagama.
Itagama. Oh, maybe. Then maybe we would have seen that.
Rules we have seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
Danta, Shanta, yeah.
Yeah, danta, shanta. Yes. So those dhatus are listed here. Okay. So this will take optional. So dami, here it is dami. Dami plus ta pratyaya becomes damitaha. Dami plus ta pratyaya, that dami, it is becomes dantaha. So optional. So optional itagama. If here it is itagama, therefore damitaha. We have seen dami plus taha will become damitaha. Here it is a nishta set. Therefore this e goes away. Right? Remember? Okay, I think
Yes, yeah.
you have to recollect.
Yeah,
Nehe aniti visa, then setaha nishtaya, that ni goes away. You have to check the previous one. I think we'll stop here. Okay, it will take some time. So I'll explain this. We'll do it in the next class. Okay, no problem. This is only user. And then after that, we'll study that text. Okay. So we'll see. I'll explain this. To make you see what we have seen before. Then only you understand. Setaha nishtayam, the ni lopaha bhavati, therefore dami, the e goes away. Then damitaha you get. Then dami plus ta pratyaya becomes dantaha. That we'll see. We'll see that in the next class. Okay. So with this, the nijanta, the it is over. Okay. It vyavastha for nijanta is over. One more is that. What is that? The karaka change happening to nijanta. So that we will see. With that, this nijanta topic is over. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ. You take as much as possible. Okay, I'm covering in detail the whole Nijanta. See, it's difficult to cover. You have to see from the Sutra Pata where the rules related to Nijantas are covered, and you have to collect all those rules and put it in a format. It's very difficult. It takes some time, some homework I have to do. Otherwise, not possible. So this is the result of the some homework, but maybe more are yet to be covered. So I think this is enough. This will cover. Even some rules which are not important also is covered, just for the sake of covering the completion. You take as much you can, as much you can observe. That's okay. Important rules you remember. Other rules not required. Even I also don't remember all the rules. Okay, but it's a good summary of all the Ajanta. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask.
No, Shanti, you have to see. Just got to check again.
Again, this document I have to edit. My work is I'll do it and send it. Okay, thank you. Dhanyawadaha.
धन्यवाद
Dhanyawada, Shanti.
धन्यवाद शरण जी
धन्यवाद
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 Dhanyawada.
धन्यवाद शरण जी